Hey, howdy out there. I'm gonna do some back to the Ashira stuff. I did do some work on the elemental hype. Hey Drodak, how you do, man? But yeah, I did do some work on the elemental. I got that in game, sort of. I'm having trouble like sorting out what's up with the animations for that, like why they aren't playing. So, I sent that to Ollie. I was waiting for. Oh, I got a message. It's from Keith. Good, just off work. Filling my belly with enchiladas. Yeah, I had to cram some pizza down real quick before I started as well. I wonder if I want to do like a bake on these, or just well, we'll see, I guess. Oh, new rewards. What could they be? No way to know. Too expensive. Nobody can afford them. I didn't add any sound effects to them. Oh, geez. I need to add like a sound effect so I know when it goes off. Ah! I was like, oh, I could just add that Elton John song, but that will probably get me in trouble. So, but yeah. So we got a couple like Snapchat filters. It's fun times. No, this is content. Exactamundo. But yeah, there's a couple more I was gonna mess around with as well. There's like a whole bunch I could choose from. The hard part was figuring out how to get it to do like different ones, because I can just turn on one filter and then just have that turn on show on or not. But the trick is getting it to change. Oh, well, goodness gracious. Got the googly eyes. See, I didn't even notice because there's no sound effect for them yet. So that's the next step. There's a little bit of a delay though. Is there a delay on the? I think the I think the snap cam has a bit of a delay. So there's that. It's unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'm just it's harder to judge from my point of view. Yeah, so I think I'm definitely gonna probably want to do some bakes, do a bake of this, so I can get some of the texture already, but get it in a better UV layout, because this is not great what we're working with right now, but the texture looks cool on it. So actually, you know what, let me just take a little peeky weeky at something. Okay. This is fine to work on. Just checking the old to-do list without leaking anything this time, of course. Fool me once, Keith. Was that you who clipped it? Or is it Drodak? It's one of you guys, I think, getting me in trouble. Oh dear. Hmm. Hmm. I don't have a hand for this. Hey Fizby, how you doing? Hmm. Oh, I guess I didn't. Oh, that was my thing that popped up. Yeah. That'll have to do for now. Oh dear. Glad you're doing well though, man. It's important to stay well. So I'm gonna delete these other guys. We don't need these anymore. I'm gonna save this as 4. Did I miss the stream where you made the skin? This part you mean? This is the same material. This is the same texture from the jackal. I'm kind of reusing it because they're the Ashira and the jackal are kind of the Ashira are like jackal. They're were-jackals, so I'm trying to make them look similar. So one easy way to do that is to make them, at least I'm going to start off with using the same texture. Obviously I'm going to, we're going to do some custom stuff from there, but it's a good starting point, I think. Yeah, you haven't missed anything, I don't think. I didn't stream last week. Is it last week? Today's Thursday. I didn't stream Tuesday either. So you didn't miss anything. Why is this? Oh, this part. Let me pull up the reference image for this too, because trying to remember if the design is asymmetrical or not. I don't think so. It's pretty symmetrical to me. The skin. Yeah, no, you didn't miss anything. You're good. There's no worries. No worries about asking. What? How dare you, Frisbee? I cannot believe this. Also, why are the? I feel like the pupils are larger than this time than they were before. It's interesting. I guess there's a range. Oh man, I hope the thumbnail for Discord doesn't show the googly eyes. That's unfortunate. That would have been funny. But yeah, I need to add some sound effect to that so I hear when it goes off. Betrayal. Actually, let me pull this up again, because this is actually, they don't have sleeves. Oh man. Okay. So the arms will be Okay. Let's mirror this. Oh, that's interesting. I can't. Oh, man. Well, that's fine. They don't. It's not like as pronounced, I think. Have the fur. That, so yeah, let's just get a little something as a starter kind of thing. Oh, howdy. How's it going? So you know what, actually, there's a cowboy, there's probably a cowboy hat filter. I should totally add like have it switch to the cowboy hat filter or something when it does the howdy. Of course it's random, so I guess I can't, but yeah, anyway. Hey John, how you doing? Trying to make those toes a little bit bigger or something. And I'm probably gonna want to redo this while I'm here. Connect these. Dissolve edges. Do it now. I didn't I saved the timestamp for that Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, but I haven't. I just put those new things in just like right before the stream, so I haven't had any time to like do any other fun things yet, so. But they will happen. There will be fun. I demand it. Okay. Have fun or else. Yeah. Pretty much. Get kicked out of the stream if you're not having fun.
Do a barrel roll.
Oh, geez. Tegrill fifth? Tegrill Finneth? Oh my god, I'm awful at this. I apologize. Thanks for the follow though. Yeah. People don't follow me for my reading comprehension skills. I hope not anyway. So I've got some bad news. Slowly starting to follow the whole crew. Yeah, no worries. Thanks. I think I feel like I haven't streamed in a bit, so maybe I'm more elusive because of that. But thanks for the follow, yeah, and I'm glad to have you interested in the project, man or woman, person. Okay, is this gonna cause any issues for me? Is that gonna cause any issues for me? I'm still trying to figure out how you wear your hat with a headset without jamming the hat knob. Let's see if I can show it. It's like the knob is like right here, and the fabric is like right right in front of it. So I have the headphones sort of tilted, I guess, a little bit, so that's it's not on top, because yeah, that would hurt. I would be a sad boy. These bits are making me a little bit nervous for animation stuff, but we'll have to go with it for now, I think. Okay. What else? What else? What else? I think that's everything. I just need to cram these in somewhere, maybe. For now. What is this? Oh. It's like the pelvis area. Hmm. These are joined, right? So can't separate those right now. It's fine. It's fine. We're good for now. Okie dokie. Let's push this into. Where is this? Stop. Something like that. I don't know what's up with her face. It looks weird. For some reason, compared to like the actual jackal. I guess because the eyebrows are, maybe it's this is what it is, I think. Yeah, that looks better. Could be mangy. Okay, just kind of placing this to get a general thing. Can we fix this at all? I wonder. Let's unpin these. I'm wondering, I'm trying to like push this up so it kind of connects a little bit there. Sort of. Yeah. Let's see if I can push this in a little bit. No. Could do that for the male version maybe, but I think I was just thinking because like of course that's how it is, I guess. Just it looks kind of long for the body, you know, but okay. So this is pretty good for a what would we even call this? Let's go to UVs. I'm going to add a new UV. I'm going to call this bakes. So this is identical. We have, these are identical now. I have two of the same. And now what I want to do is I want to use this bakes layer as I want to bake this information I have right now the way it is, but I want to arrange it in a more efficient way. So I'm going to redo this UV1, so that it's more efficient. And I actually might even just redo how it's cut too. So what makes sense? Guess this makes sense to keep it like that. I don't know if you saw on Discord, but I love this painterly style you're using. Thanks. I think I saw someone. I don't know. There's a lot of talk of Quiznos lately, so. But I think I saw. I feel like we've had a bunch of new people recently. I think I remember reading a comment like that though. So, yeah, thanks. It's a cool. It's a cool style. We definitely need to keep that, obviously, and I think we just need to, once we get like stuff a little more solid, it'd be nice to get some of them a little bit more polished, maybe some of the textures anyway. I think Goblin already kind of started that with the latest iteration of the player texture. Like they did another iteration where the textures look a little bit nicer, like in engine. Zukan, I've been pushing for an Ogre Inquisitor class. Will you join the crusade? I haven't looked at the latest. I wonder if I can find that. I feel like that might be a thing that you're not alone with. I don't remember what the latest thing was on that. I don't know. I mean, at this point, like, I kind of like, I feel like there's a lot of options that is being thrown around, and it's kind of to the point where I'm like, well, why don't we just allow everything and have like some of those outliers be quested for, you know? So like, it would, you know, be cool is if you started like when you first make your character, you're like, you have no class. You're like just a commoner or whatever, you know, like a peasant or something. And then you have your like I guess, oh, I don't know. Maybe you could start off as like a peasant, but you like pick what class you want to be at the character creation. And so you have your little note that you take to the guild leader. And so you can become like, so if you pick like an ogre warrior or ogre fighter, you start off as a peasant, you have your little note, and then you run over to the fighter guild and you hand that in and you become a fighter. But you can choose not to turn that note in, and you can go and try and do a quest or something and, you know, become some other class maybe. I don't know. Just something like that would be interesting perhaps. I wonder if I can do this with this. Oh, that looks cool. What's your lore pitch for Ogre Inquisitor? I'm not mad at the idea. I'd have to work on that, but it'd be fairly easy to come up with. I mean, like, I'm not against like I said, I'm not against some crazy options, but I'd like to find a way to like limit it in a way so that we don't have like a whole bunch of them, I guess, or it's like less common, because there is still like some, you know, old school D&D kind of stuff that is cool to keep, you know. So those crazy ones are obviously less in line with that sort of thing. I don't know. That's, yeah, I don't know. It's you could go a whole bunch of different directions with that sort of thing. It's kind of like you got to pick what you want the world to be like, you know, I guess. Let's get rid of this one. And like this is the kind of topic you could debate all night and stuff, you know. So and it's all like opinion too, you know. So I don't know. I don't know, man. I wouldn't even mind if the non-standard combo race class had penalties to the non-standard parts, but retain the benefits of the standard. Example, Miz only lasts 10 seconds instead of 15, but Ogre still has much more HP than standard. I don't know about that. I feel like the class that you pick should be the same. Like regardless of what race you pick, I think the class should remain the same across the board. It's just like the race that you pick affects how well you do that job, stat wise, and what any other factors kind of thing. Like there could also be like for those caster type things, you could have a lot of like really nice. Oh dear God, Keith. Where was I? I was having a very important, serious conversation. But yeah, so the if you chose like an ogre enchanter or something like that, and you could do the job just as well. Maybe you have a little bit less mana, but here's the thing, and this was a cool thing in EverQuest. The concept of having equipment that has sizes. So, like here, an example is, I don't know if it's an example. I guess it was a different race trait, but like, it's kind of a linear, like the same idea, I guess, in a way. XR warriors and XR Shadow Knights initially couldn't wear plate. So, what if you had an ogre enchanter, but a lot of the robes, like the really nice robes, were like made for smaller races, like human size and below, so an ogre enchanter wouldn't have access to a lot of like equipment to some extent like that. So I don't know, is it worth the trade-off? Like what how do you decide what the trade-off is? Like because is it like a lore decision, or is it a balancing decision to some extent? Even though we're not super worried about balance, it's still like something that I need to. Do I have the checker texture? Oh man, I just did a thing here. Material. For the game I'm working on, we are going the opposite direction. You start with a class, but it's ultimately classless because you get high enough with reputation with other classes, you can take a quest that unlocks the ability. Stitch a few robes together. Oh, dude, John, that would be an interesting thought actually. Like, that would make ogres like ultra powerful if you could just stitch a bunch of ropes together and wear that and gain all the stats from all of those. That would be extremely and like on top of that, you could get like ogre frontal immunity and like the hit point increase and stuff. Everyone would be ogre enchanters. That's actually too powerful. We gotta stop that idea before it gets out. Ogre would wear the robes as a hat, like Rambo. Jot's note down. Hey, Nick. That is a cool idea, though, actually. I do. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a cool idea. I don't know how reasonable of an application it is actually, like a mechanic in game. Because it inherently sounds like something that's really just being able to wear multiple things like that and gaining all the stats. Although I did think like the Titan grip in World of Warcraft was cool, where you could wear two hinders. I think it altered the stats though, if I remember right. Oh man, what's happening here? Somehow I merged all of those together. That's the draw for Ogre Inquisitor for me. A little bit of serious crowd control, a lot of tanky. Honestly, well, I mean, it makes more sense because that's a tank class, I guess. I used to Illusion Ogre to gain frontal stun immunity. You didn't get it though through the illusion. I wish, but you didn't. You got with the ogre. I mean, with the troll illusion, you got a little bit of health regen. I don't think it was even the full amount of the troll regeneration. But I know at least on P99, I can't speak to live or anything, but you didn't get the ogre stun immunity. Slam, yeah, you definitely got slam, and slam, and just like that sort of like interrupting of spellcasting, I feel like wasn't as I feel like it deserved a larger role in the gameplay, because I think that's cool stuff, and that's one game mechanic that came out of WildStar that I really liked was the kind of strategic interrupt.
Quick question. When was the last time you hit save?
Oh, I gotta save. Sean's gonna yell at me. I hope the racials are more balanced than Ogre Frontal Stun immunity. I had illusion against slam and interrupt spells. Yeah, troll regen. Yeah, and the Ixar illusion didn't even give you regeneration, which was kind of lame. Because I spent a lot of my time in that illusion. I guess the tail, how it is right now, is fine. Just leave that. Ixar illusion, what did that give? Just infravision? Yeah, just infravision, and like it altered your faction a little bit, so you could, you could get into Gabalus a little bit. Oh, we got the bottom of the foot too. Since we have Monk coming up, coming in the game, What do you think the chances are of getting a ninja class, like a hybrid rogue wizard? Isn't that what the Spellblade is? Spellblade is basically a ninja. Okay, how do I want to unwrap this? I'm a bit worried about some of these bits here, actually. Maybe I just need to add another loop there. I don't know. It's probably fine. The faction adjustment for the illusions was a great thing. I still remember doing my epic hand in the whole using illusions and faction adjustment spells. Yeah, that's a really cool function. I imagine we'll keep that sort of thing. That would be a shame if we didn't. Because that's part of the appeal for the enchanter is you can just go anywhere. Like if you want to be someone who kind of like explores a lot of the world and stuff, getting into places by yourself is a big part of that. So using illusions to get into towns you wouldn't be able to get into by like as your regular self, or just having invisibility, without being a rogue. Let's see how this crumbles. Oh man, this is a hard it's a hard little bit here to. So I guess I'll just do it the way it was, because that's not great, but it is what it is, I guess. Hmm. What the heck? Get out of here. Windows. I mean, like, because enchanters have the illusions and invisibility and faction adjustments. Rogues can just sneak everywhere. Necromancers and monks can just fucking run in there and then flop. So I mean, there's a lot of classes that have those sorts of tools. I think the enchanter stuff though is also, in addition to it being just fun and lets you get to places, it's also utilitarian in that you can use that stuff, like I remember getting the key to the hole was a lot easier for me as an enchanter. Not crazy about how that is. But okay. Let's see. Eh. Might just have to join these ones. Will Inquisitor have access to illusions? Mixed feelings. I don't know, and I kind of don't think they should personally, or I think they should be very limited. Or yeah, okay, there you go. Nick said Inquisitor doesn't have illusions. So there you go. I think if they did have illusions, though, I could see them having like like really short duration ones for like as a combat buff. You know, like turning yourself into some sort of scary monster or something that, you know, for like 10 seconds or something short like that, where you can generate a lot of aggro really quickly at the start of a fight or something, and then it wears off and then you use yourself. Or, you know, some sort of like something like some sort of illusionary armor that like is like a rune or something like that. I don't know. Expect to see something like that on other classes, short-term forms. Yeah. Ugh. If there was something like the ones for enchanters and EQ that gave proc buffs, I could see. Like Imp Scarecrow. Yeah, I was kind of thinking something like that. Okay, I mean, this is what it is. I'm not really happy with how this looks. So I wanna just do this actually instead. Let's try this. I don't like having seams that are outward facing if I can help it. But I'm wondering if I also so when UVing stuff, you don't want to have seams that are visible. So hiding them is like in the inside of places and that sort of stuff is a good idea. But it's also not great to have like a bunch of little islands, like little islands like this. You want kind of larger ones that are all connected. So I'm trying to think how I can kind of connect this. If it's a good idea, or if I should just have the leg be one piece that wraps around. I think I'll just stick to this. Have it just be one wrap around. It's gonna be a little bit weird, I think, right here, because it's. Oh, I wonder. Maybe I could do this actually. That might be a little bit better. maybe. That looks weird, but maybe that'll be easier to texture though. I don't know. I don't know. Average islands. Let's make them the same size. I think costuming would be appropriate for lore wise. Consuming, costuming. Can't read. So Keith was kind of talking to me about doing a Vanguard stream. I was thinking I was thinking about like maybe dedicating a little bit of tonight's stream to hopping on there, and kind of what I would like to do is just kind of do like a run around and show off like interesting systems that the game has, like the diplomacy system and the reaction combat system and stuff like that, because I know there's a bunch of people on the team that haven't played the game and maybe they're not aware of all that stuff, so I thought it would be helpful for them and interesting for others and that sort of thing. So I thought maybe later on I could do that, because that could be fun or informative. Or I could just do a whole stream like that or something. I don't know. Oh, maybe this is why this is being weird. Oh, that's a bad idea. Let's not do that. That's fine. All right, it's just gonna be weird. Weird UVs. We'll live with it.
Do a barrel roll.
Oh my goodness. Always yelling at me. Thanks for the follow. Donash codes. Danash. I'm bad with pronouncing people's names, so I apologize if I get it wrong. Oh, this is... Guess I have to get rid of this. Oh, that just deleted something. Delete edge. Oh man, you son of a bridge. I like the idea that Rift had with their Chloromancer. Mid-range heals, DPS was kind of similar to the Blood Mage in Vanguard. Yeah, I actually played Chloromancer. That was like my secondary. Or I remember there was like one fight before I quit the game, where like I had like a weird like hybrid Chloromancer spec or something. And I was like able to like heal up the raid pretty well actually with one of the spells. It's like that little green fireball or whatever that when it does damage it heals. Chlormeister is pretty cool, but I like the Blood Mage. I like the theme of the Blood Mage more so than the Chlormancer, I guess. I don't like how stuff is popping through here. This is bad. Hmm. I guess that's why I didn't have these edges here before. Oh, I forgot about Rift. Is that still running? I think it is. I don't know. I haven't checked in on them in a long time. I think they're free to play though, right? They're just kind of trucking along with that model. If I'm not mistaken. Just checked. Appears it is still running. Yeah. The server pop of under 100 on the day before they announced they were shutting down said most people forgot about Rift. I'm getting conflicting evidence there. One person says it's up, one person says it's not. I remember when they announced they were going free to play though, like it basically killed my raid or my guild. Everybody just bailed like that day. So I guess I'm gonna have to have this bow out a little bit, which not great, but I mean I could just not do it and it would probably be. Can I flatten this at least? I guess also the fact that this doesn't have any edges right here is not helping it. I think actually I'm probably going to need to add something there. My assumption is that we're going to do a little bit of cloth physics on this, so having a little bit extra polys is important, I guess, for that. Chloromancer was more a druid type blood mage, more evil. They were definitely a really good healer. At least group healing and stuff. They had really powerful stuff. They have a post as of today, so yeah, I guess the rumors of their death were exaggerated. I mean, to be fair, like when gamers say like a game is dead, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's gone. You know, people tend to be hyperbolic. Is that the word? It's really kind of silly, actually, when people say that sort of thing. Oh, can't move that one. Oh, shoot. I don't know if I can... Maybe I'll just have these be separate. That might be easier. Can I do that? I think so. That should be fine, right? We're all gonna die. Oh no. Cindercroft, how you doing? Quite the opening remark. I'm gonna add nothing. I'm gonna add nothing to this. Let's see how this goes. Okay, closing Rift page. I don't need another game to not play. Iggy has been dying for 15 years. I mean, I guess. I don't know, like I don't feel like EQ is dying, honestly. I feel like the P99, the emulator crowd, is going strong. I mean, the retail version is I mean, I feel like they're still going as well. I just don't know. I don't recognize that game anymore, so I don't know the types of people who play that or what's going on there, but Doesn't seem like stuff is dying. It's just, it's, you know, it's not hitting crazy numbers like it used to or anything, but referencing to what was said earlier about people saying games are dead. Oh, live EQ. Such pay to win garbage now. PD9 still going strong though. Yeah, I haven't gone back. I don't really see anything there for me personally. Okay. So this, I mean, I don't really like how this is shaped, but I mean, maybe I'm obsessing over this area too much, and that's the problem. Still want to break from it. We'll probably play the new PoE League. PoE, the Path of Exile. Okay. I feel like I'm noodling a bit with this. So I'm gonna try and. I tried Path of Exile one time, and it just felt different, and I didn't like it, so it was not for me. I mean, maybe it's worth giving it another go or something. I'm a little worried at this point that like it's just so much about it that it's like it'd be hard to pick up, I guess, at this point. I play the new PoE League for about 2 chapters and then stop. Same stuff over and over. Ugh. I mean, that's kind of the deal with those sorts of games, you know? I don't know how people like keep playing the EverQuest time lock servers and stuff. I mean, it's their thing, but which way is this going? I don't know, because I level so slow generally that it's just like I don't want to start over all the time like that. Okay, this is just gonna have to go. It took me like several years to get to 60 on my enchanter. Like I got to the 50s at some point, and I just stayed there for a long time. Because like, I mean, at that point you can start doing like interesting things by yourself or that sort of thing, and or just exploring. I found that more interesting than just sitting around. I didn't like I was 58 or 59 for quite a while. So I was like, what do I even need 64? Because I'm not really going to do raiding. Yeah, the I think I hit like 50, 51 or 52. That was like where I really stopped for a while, you know? Something like that. It was at some point like it just like it was like hitting a wall. Guess I'll just have this how it was or something. Hmm. Well, let's see what I can do with this for now. Where is my pack UVs button? Pack islands. So we have the chest piece, which is large, which makes sense. It's the neck, mouth. This probably needs to be a bigger. This is the hand. Yeah. So these guys, there's some ears. Okay. There's the neck. I can make that smaller maybe. Yeah. Could probably have the legs sideways, right? Stick this there. And am I missing anything? Where's the tail on this? Oh shoot. I missed the entire whole half of this thing. That's why there's like nothing there. My bad. I fucked up. I was like, oh, wow, we got so much space. This is incredible. I can't even fill all this. And it's just like half of her. It's missing the whole bottom half. Let me join these. Make sure these are all same size. Where's the arm? Is this the arm? That's the foot. Where's the arm? Oh shit, this is the arm. Okay, that's kind of large. We don't need the arm to be that large, I think. Let's get this lined up. Do a little bit of this. Oh.
Hi, guys.
Hi guys. Stoic Outrider. How's it going? is going. How goes the Ashira? It's going. I'm doing a little bit of UV here, and then I'm gonna bake it out. Bake out. That looks hella stretched, but whatever. I did a little bit of the I'm doing like some double UV stuff where I'm gonna because I use the jackal as kind of the base for some of this for the head and stuff, so I'm able to bake some of that onto this character. So I'm just kind of setting up the. Damn, that arm takes up so much damn space. How am I gonna do this? I need to make this stuff smaller, I think. Oh man. Well, let's fit stuff first, and then let's group stuff together here. What the heck is this? There's the tail. Arm, ears. What is this? Oh, this is the pelvis. This could probably be pretty small, I think. It's just in a weird spot. Okay.
Quick question.
Oh,
When was the last time you hit save?
it's been a little bit. Oh, this guy. Let's save. That's what that thing's for, right? Trying to fit this stuff in here real quick. Let's see. Do I have everything? Bisbee, earning back the trust. Do you have to fit all the parts into that box? Yes, I do. Unfortunately. Yeah, this is where the texture is, so, or where the texture is going to be, and like the more packed in I can get stuff, like the better it will be. So I'm trying to like and like ironically now I feel like I have too much space. But maybe there's something else we could add in or something. Could make this bigger. Hey Belfaster, how you been, man? I feel like it's been a bit. Yeah, just try and like, the goal is, it's like a puzzle. UVing is kind of fun in that regard. The goal is to get as little negative space as possible and aligning stuff either horizontally or vertically as much as you can. So let's see if I can fix these guys. Something. Let's try to mirror these. Oops. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's go with that for now. So let's save this, and then we are going to get rid of that. Actually, let's do this. So if we go back to this guy, you can see this is the information I have right now off the old UV set. And I kind of want to keep as much of this as I can. Oh, I should actually probably do maybe the black and white version. I need to pull up that. Oh, I'm a rocket now. Ah, I don't have any sound effects for that, so I didn't know it was up. This is Zukan's true form. Wobbly sausage. Just go whoosh. Keith, getting desperate. I thought someone would have done Rocket Man by now. I'm broke after double googly eyes. I hope a very serious topic comes up though. But why? You'd think it could automatically figure it out. You know what I should do? Well, I don't know if I should do this, but an idea has popped into my head where if I have like a really expensive one where it like randomly selects one of the filters, or you know, from the skeleton or just everything, and it randomly selects one of those, and then it just makes that the thing for the rest of the stream. Like it's just because these ones, I don't know, I mean, these ones are short. I don't know if you guys are wishing they were longer or something, but and like, I mean, if I had time, I do have time, I guess. If I put forth the time into making like really nice ones, I would do more like of a scene or something, kind of like what Level Up Larry has. He has some really cool reward point things. This is the one I want. Hey Justin, welcome. Quick question, is there a way or best way to take a model that's way higher fidelity and clash with your style and LOD it down to get it closer to everything else? Is it literally or is it really a simple LOD thing, or does a lot of stuff with model tend to break if you LOD it and want to use a close-up? Curious if there's a modeler's trick or something like that. I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. I think you could probably like decimate some sort of like case good type thing, like hard surface thing, like a non-character, basically, like a wagon or a wall or some sort of structure or object that doesn't animate. I think you could probably get away with doing like an automatic decimation and having it be passable, I guess. But that's not going to change. That's not going to change the style of it. That's just going to change the poly count, really. And depending on what the object is and the complexity of it and that sort of thing, you know, it'll only get you so far. But if it's a character, that's different. Especially if you're going as low as we're going. Because there's kind of like a different, like I have a different approach with edge flow with these characters than I do normally with like more modern game characters. I actually had to redo a bunch of stuff. I redid the like this, how the kind of the back of the neck and shoulder area was done, because I did it how I normally do it, thinking it would be fine, but it actually at this low poly level, it was actually causing some issues with like, you know, it was just looking weird. So I kind of just removed some more stuff back there. Interestingly. So yeah, I don't know. Like, again, it depends. Google that off stream. That's hilarious. This is Zukan's true form. Wobbly sausage. Just go whoosh. Troll hot tub when? Oh man. Yeah, we need that troll hot tub. I have. Let's see if I have any screenshots of this. I have like this little creepy. I have this creepy thing right here, but I've been working on like this sort of like version, like it's a skull, like a character of myself, and I was thinking I could. What I was thinking of doing with that was, I could make like a VTuber or something, and then I could do all sorts of fun stuff with that, you know. And that's where the ogre or the troll hot tub thing came from, really. But building like a really nice VTuber, like rigged and getting it to work with the camera and stuff is like it's a lot of work. At least getting a setup for it, for like at least because like hand movements and stuff, but maybe I don't have a lot of hand movements, so maybe it doesn't even matter. Maybe I could just get away with like a basic thing or something. I don't know. Thanks for the answer. Sounds like not a good way to convert animated models then. Yeah, I mean it depends, like, but I'm not, I wouldn't have a lot of confidence in some sort of automated situation for that kind of thing, to be honest. Okay, so let's save this again, and then we'll try and do a... Actually, let me load this. Let's go back to this folder. Let's load this image. Let's duplicate this. We need UV. No. UV map. Okay. Okay, so this one's bakes. This one's UV1. This one, we need a new untitled. 2048 is our texture size. And I think if I remember how to do this right, this will work. Where's my baking thing? Bake. Diffuse color. Let's try that. Hey, Adjective Beaver. Hi, how you doing, man? How you doing? How many Zook bucks you got? People want yeah, so that worked. So this is what it did. So you can see that if we go back to the UVs, so this UV set is what it was before. It was kind of a crappy thing. I guess like it's only slightly more efficient if I'm looking at it right now. But I guess I maybe I redid some of the edges and stuff. But anyway, basically what I did is I moved the texture to a slightly more efficient location of stuff. So, yeah. I'm sitting at 17,000 Zook money. That's a lot of Zook money. Okay, so let me save this actually. Save image. Save as. Let's go. I don't think I have an Ashira one here. And we'll do body. Boom. Okay, and then I'm going to apply this guy. Oh, damn. Oh, no. A fine choice. A fine choice. Ah. It'd be cool to have like a... There's a Kermit the Frog one, actually. My eyes when I accidentally click a hot tub stream. Indeed. I never leave home without googly eyes. Yes, yes, yes. I like to try and get them to spin all the way around. Oh, they're gone. Time's up. So here's what I'm gonna do. What time are we at? We're at 8 o'clock as well. So I don't know if I'll. So it's either do we want to switch over to the Vanguard thing I was talking about? Do we want to just do more paint? Just keep working on this. What to do? Oh, that's not what I want. Oh, that's also not what I want. I clicking the wrong damn thing. OBJ is what we want. Let's see what this looks like in here. Oh, damn. I need to get rid of this other... Get out of here, fire elemental. Did Ollie get back to me yet? Negative. I was trying to implement the animations for the elemental earlier today, and I ran into some problems. So I was bugging Ollie. Why is this? Is this like this? Okay, I know why. I feel like the Ashira female needs an earring. That would be dope. And of course, teeth. I'm gonna add some teeth. So actually, that's something to also keep in mind for. What the fuck is happening here? Who did this? Who did this? Someone messed up. Gnomes. It's always gnomes. Son of a bitch. It's fucking gnomes. Oh, it fucked up the UVs too. Oh, everything's ruined. Oh, that's terrible. Oh no. Fixed it. I'm amazing. Wow. You see how brilliantly I fixed that? I need to save this again. Export. That's why I get paid the big bucks right there. Female body up. Okay. Let's go new. Oh, cracked the back. Okay. We got Photoshop open. Got this. Yeah. Let's get the concept up here. Oh, something's up with my Wacom, bro. It's like mapping. Why is it resetting? Oh, I know why. Fuck. Monitor 1. Problems. So I have Pig Money Zukan. Yeah. This is me right here. It's Moneybag Zukan right here. This is me. You can see the resemblance. Here, does that help? To this eye? Got the bag of money. Can't see it, but yeah. Anyway. Okie dokie. Let's just kind of make this all one color for now. Start off there. Let's turn this up a bit. I see it. The resemblance is uncanny. I'm pretty sure that they when they work on Spyro, that they had an image of me or something somewhere, which is creepy because I was a child. Unbelievable. And then we got this guy. Can do. Just do this. This yeah. Oh, we also got this bit here, which is cool. Probably push this in a bit. This grayscale is not doing great right now. It's very, the contrast is not much, so it's not much to work on, but let's just try and get some baselines here. Them having a picture of you isn't creepy. Them having a picture of future you is evidence of them having access to time travel. Now that is creepy. That's a good point. Oh geez, what's happening here? Oh, they also have a little cape thing. I didn't add that. Would you be able to recognize a picture of your future self, or would you think it's someone else? That's a good question. I've always wondered that because, like, well, I have not always wondered that. That's a very specific question, but I think I've found it interesting, like, um, looking at photos of someone, like someone recognizable, like a movie star or something, and seeing what they looked like as a kid, and trying to identify, like, you know, features, I guess, of them that like shone through, so you could like see, um, if that makes sense, you know. Like it's hard sometimes because some people just get work done and they look totally different, and that doesn't count. But like it, or just, you know, it doesn't even have to be a movie star, but just someone you like recognize, someone you know. You can see uh just how they what they used to look like, and you can recognize you know, features, I guess. And it's just interesting seeing those on their younger self, basically. I've been listening to I'm kind of on like a Red Hot Chili Peppers kick right now. I've been listening to them a lot on YouTube, just in on like the playlists and stuff. And it works in I was also listening to a lot of Soundgarden and Audio Slave. So I was kind of playing a lot of those. But it also worked in a bunch of System of a Down and Pearl Jam. And I never really listened to Pearl Jam, and I never really appreciated them, but um you know, I kind of like listen to it now. I was like, oh, this is cool stuff. I like them. And I always think of my high school English teacher, because he was a big Pearl Jam fan, and we had like this assignment where we had to choose like our favorite song, and we'd play it in front of the class. We wouldn't play the music. We'd like get a CD of it, and everyone would listen to the song, your favorite song, and then you'd like sit up there and in front of the class and explain why you liked it, and what it like meant, like the meaning behind the song. And that was stressful as a teenager. So, but yeah, I don't know. I always think of that when I hear Pearl Jam now. Matchbox 28 is bringing out a new one. I'm looking forward to that. That's another band I didn't. I didn't. My music choices is pretty out there. I don't have like I mean like I'd say my favorite my band, if I were to like do that, is Nirvana. That's what I listen to. That was like my. But yeah, like other than that, I listen to like all sorts of stuff, and so I never really paid attention to bands and like specific bands other than that one, pretty much. So like even you guys naming off bands and stuff, I'm like I don't know who those guys are. I mean, unless I listen to something like of theirs, I'm like, and it's recognizable. I'm like I don't know. What's everyone's favorite band, and do you guys still take on new bands these days? When I was younger, I had a very narrow scopes of stuff I'd like. I'm way more open-minded as I've gotten older. Too many bands and styles to pick from. Yeah, like I said, like I listen to like everything, and not even just like all bands. Like I listen to all types of music. I listen to a lot of like for example the musical Jekyll and Hyde has it actually kind of has some EverQuest flavor to it for me, because I played a lot of EverQuest listening to Jekyll and Hyde soundtrack in the background and stuff. So it's like all sorts of types of music for me. Hard to pick a favorite. I love finding new music to listen to. Most recently is Bloodywood. I mix a few I'm into. Nana Surf, Pavement, always. I've heard of none of these. Metal will always be my number one, but I also enjoy EDM. I haven't done a lot of EDM or anything in a long time. I kind of got over that stuff pretty quick, I feel like. I'll have to look up those bands though later on. Yeah, I've never heard of those guys. Bloody Wood is a metal band from India that speaks out against injustice and promotes mental health. Yeah, I actually almost pronounced it as Bollywood when I read it, so I guess that's what they were going for. It sounds like if they're from India, that'd be my guess anyway. What about the hue from Magnolia? I don't know what that is. Is that a song from a movie? So let me do this. Front. The Hue have a new one coming out soon. Guess that's a band. I don't know. Hmm. No one ever mentions Cradle of Filth. I have actually heard of them, interestingly, who are actually one of the best contemporary darkwave bands in the world. I used to listen to Dimmu Borg, but it's too dark for me now. Hmm. So I guess I'm not gonna have much time for any sort of Vanguard nonsense tonight. It seems like maybe another time I'll just like we can just play it, or I can go in more in depth with it or something. But yeah, it'd be cool to. And we're still talking about doing like a thing with the team with it. So I don't know. Because like, how many of you guys have actually played Vanguard and are familiar with you know, the cool stuff with it? Because I don't know, I don't know how many people actually have played it or whatever. I played it at release with my shit ass PC that couldn't run it. I played it in beta a bit of release, but couldn't tell you much about it anymore. I played it a long time ago, couldn't seem to get proper sign into couldn't get proper sign into work these days. I pre-ordered it, played it for a little at release, but my friends weren't into it, so I moved on to WoW. Okay, so it seems like you guys have touched it, but haven't like a lot of you guys haven't I pre-ordered you guys have touched it, but aren't maybe as familiar with it, because like it's a really it's a dense game. You need to sink some time in to really understand some stuff, I think. Like I was just thinking about like, oh, what could I talk about? I could because I'm a big fan of the diplomacy in it, and I was like, oh, I could just talk about that, but I mean, I could talk about how it works, but like there's also context that maybe needs to be explained as well, like why you would do it and that sort of thing. So I don't know. There could be some stuff to talk about there, I guess. So I don't know. But I don't know if that would just be better as a video or something rather than there's plenty of videos out there too already. So I don't know. Not that it should stop me if there's already videos. I'd love for you guys to have some type of original Gwent-esque game within the game. Yeah, man, game within game thing is always fun. Can't seem to sign in anymore. Justin, if you're trying to sign into the like real game, like the official server, like it's dead, so there's nothing to sign into. But oh yeah, the emulator. Yeah, you should go to the Vanguard emulator Discord, and they have a support channel. You could go in there and ask for help. Because you'd probably need Xenix to help you out with that if it's like a sign-in problem. Eminem version of gems. Gotta catch them all. An Eminem card game. I stopped playing WoW before that the pets battle thing became a thing. What is that about? Because that sounds really cool. I think I actually did log back in at some point when it was, and I like tried it out or something very briefly, but I don't really know what it's about. I don't remember anyway. This this is weird. It's fun, but no one really plays and it's barely supported. Never even heard of that. I only played release up to Burning Crusade. LON, I forgot about that. Legends of Norath card game. I never played that. I'm not like, you know what's weird is I don't really care too much about card games and stuff. I'm not into that. But I really liked the Vanguard's thing. So I don't know. They did something with that that made it interesting to me. So I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It's very zen. I guess, in some way. Okay. Yeah, it would be really cool to have some sort of like mini game type thing though. I'm definitely pro that sort of thing. I think just having something in the game that you can do while you're just kind of farting around, or you don't have time or energy to do the main stuff. I think that's really, really important actually. It still gives you something to do, like log in for, and like, you know, you could chat with guild members while you do that or something. You don't have to be the um pro raider all the time, or whatever the case may be. I wasn't here for the start of the stream. Is this a monster or a play race? This is a monster. This is they're called the Ashira. They're like they're jackal. They're like were-jackals. They're essentially kind of like gnolls that look more like a jackal from the desert area than like a wolf, like a standard sort of wolf, I guess. And they have certain abilities, which I'm not sharing because I don't know if it's public. I think it's something that we should like put out there. I think Sean is maybe working on getting some more lore out there soon, though. Eminem triple triad. I would love to write the Eminem tabletop RPG. That's my personal wheelhouse. I wasn't here for the start of the stream play race. I dig that. Something to do while you're a ranger waiting for a group. Yeah, waiting for that that ranger res. I should save this texture. It's almost 9 o'clock too, so yeah, so we're at 8:50 p.m. right now, my time. My usual stop time is 9 o'clock. But we were talking about. I'm gonna stop this for now, but let's do this. Oh dear. So if we log in, you can hear a little bit of music, hopefully. The music in this game is fantastic as well. Uh-oh. Settings. Okay, so let me do this. Oh damn. Okay, so let's go over the, since we're talking about diplomacy, let's take a look at that real quick. So, oh dang, can I unlock my, this UI is so small on a 4K monitor. So one of the key things about Vanguard is so you have adventuring, you have crafting, which are the two, like you'd expect that in a game, you know, in MMOs. And then diplomacy is like the third sphere is what they're called, is the third thing you can do in the game. And I guess there's also harvesting, which is, it's kind of tied to crafting, but it's not really its own sphere. It's not robust enough, I'd say. But so we have those three spheres, and with that, like, since they're spheres, it's a whole thing, it's a whole system, and it goes as far as like, if you see here, all these tabs right here are different inventory slots. They're entirely different inventories actually for each one. So you have a crafting, you have your regular adventuring inventory, and then you have crafting, and you have one for harvesting as well, and diplomacy. So that means that you can acquire an entire full set of gear just for crafting, or just for diplomacy, or just for harvesting, and it actually makes you better at those things. And so that's the level of detail that this sort of thing is in. And so I have like a couple pieces here, or whatever it is. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not like, for diplomacy, the gear isn't like it helps. It definitely helps in the later, like you need like this stuff right here. This is the presence. It's kind of like your reputation. It's like your street cred. Certain people won't talk to you if you don't have enough like street cred in one of the particular one of these options here. So if there were 2 or 3 things you could copy over, at least in spirit, from Vanguard to M&M, what would they be? Definitely the diplomacy in some way, and I really like the counter spells. I can't zoom in down here, but I have this. Let's go to layout mode. So, oh dear, can I move this? So this bar, get out of my way. So I have this like extra action bar here. It's separate from my regular hotbar, my action bar, and those are like special abilities that only you can only use in specific situations. There's for the class I'm right now, I have like a bunch of like chain attacks. So like when I do a critical hit, that bar lights up, and I can do like a chain. I can do another ability right after that critical hit to like follow up and do more damage. And depending on your class, there are like further follow-ups. Like I think the monk has like an ability chain that goes like 4 or 5 abilities deep, which is pretty crazy. It makes sense for the monk to have something like that too, which is cool. My class is the Psionist, which is essentially the enchanter, and I kind of have limited stuff, but all the casters, the reason I mention all that is because the counterspelling is one of those reactionary things, and so the way it works is when an NPC starts casting a spell that you have targeted, your bar will light up, and then you can hit that button, that ability, and for mine it says it will the disperse the power summons a dispersion. Sorry. The power summons a dispersion field that nullifies the effects of incoming spell or psychic ability. So it I guess this one doesn't do anything interesting. It just cancels the spell. I have another one too. So I actually have 2 counter spells. This one is a dispersion effect that of incoming spell or psionic power, and it converts it into usable energy for your group. So I can counterspell. I can stop an NPC from casting a spell, and then I can convert that into mana for my group, which is pretty fucking dope, if you ask me. And that sort of reactionary stuff is really interesting to me. So that's one thing. That's a bit of a tangent. I was trying to talk about diplomacy. So can they fail? Can the counterspell resist? Yes, I believe so. I do remember I loved the defensive targeting and the classes that were born from it. When did Vanguard shut down? It was around 2015, I want to say. 2014, maybe. So somewhere around that range, I think. But anyway, yeah, and so all the casters have those counter spells because they're like the intelligence casters. And obviously, like, fighters and priests don't get that. So it's like specific to the caster line, and each of the casters have their own counter spells that do specific things. Like, I'm sure the sorcerer has one that like you know, cancels the magic and then like does some damage or something like that, and the necromancer does probably something similar, or like heals the group or something. I know the blood mage has one that heals when it does it, I think. So it's just it's like a minor thing. It's kind of like a flavor, and it's a minor mechanic, but I think like interrupt mechanics are really interesting. So I don't know, it like, because it's a really low bar that can bring the level of combat up a lot, because you can throw in like a mob, like a boss with like some spell that makes it really difficult if you don't cancel it. And that's a really simple thing that like makes the fight more interesting and more difficult for people who don't know what the fuck they're doing, that sort of thing. So do casters do it to players too, caster mobs? I don't know. I don't recall if NPCs can cancel player casts. I think they can probably do it through like maybe a shield bash or some sort of knockdown or something. I don't know about caster NPCs dispelling or canceling magic on a player caster. But that's another level that would be really easy to implement, right? Okay. Let's grab my little pen here. I can doodle on stuff. Maybe make that a little bit thicker. Okay, so I'm gonna jump back to the diplomacy stuff again here. So the way it works is it is a card game. It plays out in the form of a card game, but it's like the kind of the lore behind it is you're talking to people, and it's like a conversation. It's like a debate, and you have to win the debate to win the battle or whatever. And so that takes place in the form of a card game. All my stuff is all moved over. So this is my deck of cards. So I'm, what level am I? I'm a level 25 diplomat. I'm a GM right now, so I just set my level to that. But the way it works is like as you level up, you gain more card slots. So I can add like another card. I have some of these already, so I don't know. Yeah, so you can just drag and drop them from your abilities panel into your deck, and then whatever you have in your deck are the ones you can use when you're actually talking to somebody. So these are the ones I have. And like if we actually look at one of the cards, if we can zoom in that far, I don't think you guys can see all this, but there's like a bunch of stats on here, and the number at the top here is the influence that it gives you. So like when you put this card down, if I put down, this one's called Bit of Charm. So if I put down Bit of Charm, then that gives me 2 influence towards me winning the argument, me thus winning the combat. And so I can just drop that down, and then, you know, it's like doing 2 points of damage or whatever. And there's also cards have cost. It's like Magic the Gathering, where you need I'm not actually super familiar with Magic, but I believe like you need mana, right, to use cards and stuff. So cards cost a certain I get my little pen out here. Where's my I can draw a bigger card. Here's my bigger card. So got your little picture. There's your guy. He's happy. And then you have the influence. So this one that we're looking at it's a range. It can be a range. So This one is 2, between 2 and 2, so it'll give you 2. But there are some where it's like it can be like between like 1 and 3 or something, and it'll kind of vary when you drop it down. It could give you 1 influence, it could give you 2 influence, or 3 influence. It's like, you know, it's a wider range. But this one is solid too. But then you have the cost. So it'll cost. Actually, let me pull up the. I'm gonna start a thing with this guy, so I can bring up the board and maybe make it. Everything's flying off. Everything's so small too. I'm sorry. So this is the play board as well. So you have this section here. I just covered it. This section on the side here. See, there's 15 and 15 at the bottom and top. That's your like hit points. So you want to actually get this little thing in the center to go down towards your side. You're on the bottom. You want to keep that little it's like a little purple like seal or whatever. You want to keep that on your side of the board because you want to keep it on your side of the argument. And for each turn that it's on your side, this little number ticks down. So it's like it's a race to 0. You want to get your number to 0 actually, and that's how you win. So the goal is to use cards that give you influence, so that it keeps this little guy on your side of the board, so that you can win. And like I said, stuff costs like. It costs something to put down sometimes. There's a lot of cards that don't have any cost. Those are a lot of like they're either ones that like kind of set up your next move, or they're like just low level starting ones. Unrelated, but this made me think of a bad idea. Tarot card reader class. Yeah, that might be. I mean, that's not a bad idea. And probably not get a lot of groups depending on how that class plays. But anyway, so in the center of the board here, this is I'm not even sure what I don't know the names of everything actually. I need to do research on that, but this is kind of the resource section. This is where you when you need to use your mana or put down a card that costs something, that's where you check. So it's all color coded. So the red section, the green section, the blue section, and the yellow section. So that corresponds with your cards as well. So if we were to try and play this card right here, the Volmane Howl, this costs, you guys can't see, but it costs 4 of the red resources. So I would need to have 4 little pips on my side of the board in the red column in order to play this card. And then once I played that card, it would go right here, and then it would move this little guy down 5 points towards my side of the board. And then once it's on my side of the board, then this little number starts ticking down, and this me winning. So this is very complicated. I feel like I'm explaining a lot, and I don't know if people aren't familiar with it. If I'm explaining it well. Are you able to scale the UI size? Would make it easier to view. I don't know how to. There's like a UI scale to. I don't know the command. There's no like slider. There's no like easy option in the settings to do it. You have to do it through a command, which I don't know what the command is. Scale UI 1. I don't know what it is. I apologize that it's so small, and you guys probably can't see much of it, but I'm doing my best. I'm zooming in. I'm zooming in here. I guess I'll just keep that zoomed in. UI draw scale. UI draw scale. 2 does nothing. Yeah. But here, I'll do this. I'll just keep it zoomed in like that. Maybe that'll help a little bit. I mean, I don't know if it's doing anything at all. So I don't see anything changing. UI scale all to, oh, okay, there you go. And now my UI is fucked up. and it didn't even it made this bigger. You guys can see this. This is probably fine for now. It didn't make the numbers larger though, so you guys can't see the numbers still, but this is fine. Oh no, you can blame me for fucking up your UI. It's fine. It should reset when I log off. But anyway, so yeah, this section here is where you collect your resources like this, and your opponent will be also doing the same thing, right? So they'll be playing cards that cost stuff. They need to build up their own resources, and there are cards that when you place a card, a lot of the cards will also, like, when you do one, you put down a card to try and build influence to push the needle on your side of the board. You'll also be giving your opponent resources. So let me kind of do this and I'll show you. So if we drop down this guy, you'll see that by selecting it, it'll put it on the card on the deck there. So then I can speak, and it gave me 2 influence. It moved this guy down, and then my opponent used his card, which was basically the same thing, and it pushed it back to the center. And now I have given him some resources here at the top, and he gave me some down here at the bottom, and I can actually use the one he gave me right here to push it back towards my side. He's going to push it back towards his, but you can notice, because it's been on my side of the board most of the time so far, I'm already down to 12. He's still at 15. So I can do some, it's actually hard to read with small text. So if we do, where's one that will give me some points? Let's do this one. So this one, that one didn't have any influence, but it gave me a bunch of resources. So I'm kind of setting up the next move where I'm going to convert. So I gave myself some of these green resources, and now I'm going to convert those green into red using this card here. So it's going to move some green over to the red section like this. And it didn't have any influence either, because it's like another kind of setup move. And then now that I've done that, I can use this heavy hitter one where this one costs 4 red, but it gives me 5 influence. So it's a pretty powerful card. So it moves it pretty far. But I was on his side of the board, so it kind of didn't do so well. But that's usually my strategy, is like find a card that has like pretty heavy influence. But usually it's going to cost a little bit. So you need to find another card or a couple cards that will build the influence, it'll build the resources that you need, so that you can use like that big card to like really push your the needle onto your side really deeply, or deeply, that's not a word, really deep on your side, so that when your opponent is trying to use his stuff, that like he just can't keep up with your stuff. So, and that works a lot of the time, but not always actually. Like sometimes the opponent has like some of those crazy cards too, which you can't keep up with. So another strategy is to actually have cards like this one here. I have and this one actually is even more powerful. So you probably can't see it so well, but instead of giving influence, like all these other cards over here, they're like giving my opponent like one influence, or not influence, resources. They're giving him one resources and a bunch of the stuff. But in these ones, they're negative numbers, so it will take away his resources. These ones, like this one in particular, is this one's called Charming Distraction. It's a really nice card because it removes 10 resources across the board for everybody, even you. So it's kind of like a reset button. So if your opponent he's like just beating your ass with like a lot of cards, and he's got a lot of resources and stuff, you can just hit that card. It'll just wipe the board, and then it'll give you a chance to kind of like catch back up and stuff. And it's a really nice card to have. I can use it now actually. Let's do that. So you'll see when I use this, it'll just wipe out the card there. It doesn't have any influence either, so it didn't get me anywhere, but it kind of like, it's another sort of like setting up the next move sort of thing. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff in this. So so like getting into it, there's a bit of a learning curve, and you need to kind of find a strategy that works for you, and you need to get some cards that will work for a strategy that works for you. But once you kind of get set up, you can get into a groove, and it becomes sort of like it becomes easier and more like relaxing. I find it relaxing anyway. And kind of the sound effects also play into it as well. I'll kind of shut up for a sec here, and maybe you guys can hear some of the music or the sound effects for it. And I lost. He got to 0 before I did. I have like 6 more points on my side. And I don't know, like maybe it's just me that sound, like the sounds, it's kind of interesting, it's kind of fun. But yeah, let's see. Maybe an emulator thing. It claims to change the font size also. I don't know. No, actually, this UI scaling weirdly is pretty. It kind of, it's a normal thing even from live. But yeah, maybe we could do another one. It's really, because I was kind of explaining halfway through that, so maybe I could do better. But you'll also notice that before you even like start the match, it'll show you up here. If we move this over, it'll show you that like, okay, these are the resources that this guy has and you'll be using. Most of the time, it'll have all 4, but kind of occasionally you'll run into someone that doesn't have one of the like, it'll block out one of the resources. That was actually the case with that last match. Like the blue section was blocked off, and nobody can use the blue resource at all for that match. And that's actually important, especially if your entire deck is built around using the blue resource. You're kind of fucked. You need to like have a completely different setup for that, or you just need to be high enough level that you can have enough cards to kind of deal with all the situations. So let's try and kick this dude's ass this time. All right. I won. Ah! Suck it. Whatever your dude's name is. Haito Long Verse Singer. Wow, that's a stupid name. So it's basically like a tug of war, and the points tick down as long as you're winning. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And like it's a pretty simple concept, I guess. But it actually plays out kind of more complex, I think. It's not like super deep, like it's not like crazy. It's definitely not as deep as like a real card game, I think. I don't play a lot of card games, so I don't really know, but from my understanding, like Magic and stuff, like there's a lot of layers to that. Or there's a lot of like rules and shit. This is fairly straightforward. So like, there is a bit of a learning curve, but you can pick up on it pretty quick, and it's pretty fun. And so there's that. I just spit all over the desk there. So that's how it plays out, right? And now you're probably asking yourself, Belfaster, but why would you do this? Like, what's the point? There's like quests that you can do where you have to go talk to people, convince people, and like if you're super into the lore and like reading, like, because like I don't know if you guys noticed, but you probably did notice because it's so fucking small. But like this dialogue box over on this side here, right here, as you're playing the match, this actually fills up with dialogue, and like when you win, like if we do this again here, and it is like as your points tick down, you have to be winning. So I just I got the needle on my side and it went down a bit, and this dialogue box filled up with some dialogue here, and it kind of plays out the story. I stopped asking myself that a long time ago. So it kind of like fills in the story as you're doing it. So if you're doing a quest line or something that like has some plot to it, then you don't get the full story until you successfully defeat somebody in the parlay. That's what this is called. It's called parlaying. So yeah, the dialogue fills up as you progress through the parlay, and it's kind of hard to like. I've never been big on reading that stuff. I just like doing the card game side of it, but you could like you could beat the person, and then you could go through and read the dialogue, or if you're really good at it, you could do both as you're doing it. But that's how that would play out. So if you're like doing a quest line that has an interesting plot, you could you're kind of in the moment a little bit more, I think, or in the plot more so, because you're not only doing the quest, but you're part of the quest in that regard, because you're taking supplies to this guy, or you're convincing this guy to give this other guy supplies or some shit like that. So that's one aspect of it. There's the questing. That's you can level up and get gear and shit through that sort of thing. But I think that the main one of the main elements of diplomacy is actually it's kind of a different branch of it, where and this is so damn small. What this actually says right here is it's civic diplomacy. That's what that says. And all the NPCs, or I shouldn't say all, but like the majority, I don't know if it's even the majority. There's like a lot of the population of a location, like a town or an outpost, or just a location that you're in, like that has like it's like a hub kind of thing. It's like settlements and stuff, where there's like trainers and vendors and stuff. the majority of NPCs on these locations like that all you can talk to them, and they will have a civic diplomacy option. So if we go to this general vendor, she doesn't have one. Let's see who else. Let's talk to the protective fighter instructor. Yeah. So the protective fighter instructor, this is for like the tanks. You know, if you're a tank, you can learn how to be a tank. But also, if you're a diplomat, you can talk to her regardless of, you know, what your adventure class is, because it's a separate system, remember? You can do civic diplomacy with her. And you know, there's a couple options here. They're like 2 different parlays. They're just, you know, conversations. And there's the name of them. They have specific names. Like I can't even read this. Like this one's like spirit embrace or something. So that's a parlay that you can have that same conversation with a bunch of different people in that area. And if you win that parlay, you modify that location's civic diplomacy lever. They're called levers. It's kind of like an intangible slider that once you get that it's like a, you know, once you get that slider to like I think you have to get it to 20. Once you get it to 20, then that location gets like a buff. So anybody standing like, so for an example, let's just pretend that this building is like the settlement or whatever. So I can come over to all the people in this building, and I can do the Spirits Embrace parlay. And let's see if I can actually win here. And I'll do this to all the people in the location, and I'll push that lever all the way to whatever it needs to be. And once it hits that threshold, it's just like an area. It's like a mass group buff kind of thing that is just constantly going off. So anybody standing inside the building will then get like whatever the buff is. It's kind of sort of minor stuff. It's not like, you know, it's not like freaking Kai or anything crazy like that, but it's like an extra buff that'll help you out, you know. And it doesn't hurt to have. So like you can go into a town as a diplomat, and you can raise all these levers and buff everybody in town. And it's a pretty cool thing. It's like a tangible reward for the being a diplomat kind of thing. So it's kind of a neat thing. And like, especially if you're just kind of, you know, like sitting around, it's something that you can that you can do, you know. And I think the original goal was more lofty with this, like back in the design phase. I think they wanted diplomacy to have a greater impact in the world, but I guess it just never came to be. I think it later on they added some stuff with like the epic quest or something where you needed a diplomat or some such. That seems quite handy, being able to buff an area. Yeah. And actually the way it played out back in live was you'd have to coordinate. Like raiding guilds would go to like different cities with their diplomats, and they would get the buffs going, so that the entire raid could, you know, run around to all the different cities real quick and get like a bunch of extra buffs before they go to raid. And I think the buffs were substantial enough that it was worth that effort. So they weren't like just like trivial. They were buffs worth doing the extra effort to get those for the raids. So, and I don't know what they are offhand, but some of them were pretty cool. I know the one in this is like the noob area. This is the Isle of Dawn. And I know one of them is like a damage shield, which is pretty cool. So you can just give everybody in on the island a damage shield. Like it's like it lasts like an hour, but the buff like refreshes if you're within like the area that the buff goes off in, because the buff, as long as the lever is maxed out, the buff will just keep casting. So you can have it for an hour, but if you go back into town, it'll re-up, you know. So that's pretty cool. It's a cool little thing. So that's my spiel with about diplomacy. That's my TED talk. Thank you for coming. I think that's, I mean, there might be more. The quest and stuff were kind of neat, I guess. I did a couple of those. There's some cool like items and stuff you could do, and in just in general, like from like a large, like an eagle's point of view, like it's just an extra thing that you can do in the game. That's cool. That has like some impact. It's not like some extra frivolous thing that was thrown in just to occupy players. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to shit on gems or anything, but like gems was, it seems like it wasn't like, there wasn't a lot of like underlying systems, that it was just kind of like an idle task, whereas diplomacy was actually integrated kind of into the game to some level. So it's neat. I like it. I'm not surprised that this never came to be. Combat and killing shit tends to take priority over anything. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, okay, having buffs worth it is, well, shit, worth it. Thank you for explaining that. I'm glad I was able to present to your TED Talk, yeah. But yeah, so I think that's it, I guess, for this. But yeah, so yeah, I got nothing else. I could talk about like other aspects of the game, I guess, but it's like 9:30, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. So that was a fun little bit. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out on my stream and such. Never knew about the benefits. Yeah, like the civic diplomacy was kind of the major draw. And like I said, it was, the buffs were substantial enough, and they made a big enough impact in fighting raid bosses that the raid guilds would send out diplomats to all the cities, get like specific buffs. They would trigger, because there's like a bunch of different levers. There's a bunch of different parlays, so you can choose like what you want to activate. And each like, and it's like there's probably 2 per like faction. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 factions times 2. So what's that, like 7, 18? Math hard. I don't know. So there's, I mean, I don't know if there's like straight up that many. I don't think every town has every presence, perhaps, but I mean, there was there's a bunch of options. So they would send out diplomats, and they would all coordinate on what they're pushing, because you can have multiple people doing those parlays and moving that lever. It's not a personal lever, it's a lever for that location. So if 5 diplomats push the lever in one direction, it goes 5 points in one direction. If 6 diplomats go into a town, half of them push the lever one way, half of them push the lever the other way, the lever just goes back and forth and you never get the buff. So you need to coordinate what you're doing. And yeah, so they would do that, and then the raid would run around and get the buffs, and then they would do their regular class buffs, and then they'd run into the dungeon and probably all wipe, you know, because that's how that goes. And then they'd have to like resurrect and run around to all the towns again because the buffs are worth it, sort of thing. So I mean, I'm not saying like that specific system it needs to be pulled verbatim, because like there are definitely like downsides to having to run around the entire planet before you can go kill the dragon, kind of thing. I think there was some complaints about that sort of thing, but just like the cart, I'd be happy with just like having the parlays in the game as in some form, and having it like mean something to something, you know. You could just like do it for some money or something. I don't know. Maybe not 1-for-1, but just, do you foresee anything like this going to Eminem? Not for 1-for-1, but just systems outside of combat. Let's say that isn't crafting, just a fully fleshed out lane of gameplay. I feel like the trade escrow thing might accomplish something like that. I don't know. I know Ollie is super into the crafting, so he's going to be pouring a lot of his heart into that, I think. I haven't heard any discussions about non-crafting, non-combat sort of avenues of play. I mean, I've obviously mentioned like diplomacy is cool. It'd be cool if we had something like that, but I don't have the know-how to like design that shit myself and implement it. So it'd have to be a team effort on some part, I think. So, and yeah, I don't know. I don't think, and that's why I'm just like, I'm always bringing it up and like saying, hey guys, we should check out Vanguard, just to like help inspire something in that, because I think it's a cool system. And Vanguard has some cool systems that are worth looking at and getting inspiration from, even if like we don't, you know, even if we don't pull something like this that Vanguard has, it could spark a different idea that is more for us, you know. Yeah, but anyway, I gotta roll out. So yeah, again, thanks guys for hanging out. And I'll catch you guys next time.